Hello and welcome to Casting Roles, where a bunch of theater nerds and good friends play a little D&D. We're so happy that you joined us. Take a moment to subscribe to the show. It takes just a click and I'm going to start that line over. Take a moment to subscribe.
Funny reaction and everything.
Jesus, I know, Jesus. Take a moment to subscribe to the show. It takes just a click and gains our unending thanks. Drop us a like and leave us a comment for Campaign 2. Our videos are uploaded here on YouTube every Friday, and we have tons of great content to explore. Without further ado, let's go ahead and start the show. Last time, our crew continued their journey through the plain of shifting reeds, seeing massive bison, doing some tarot readings, and settling down for a night to camp. During the night, a lone traveler found their fire, and Lucky kindly offered them food and water. During conversation, they revealed they were Vera Thetis, a surviving member of the first expedition from 3 years ago, assumed dead. Vera was shaken and skittish, but seemed to genuinely be thankful for the human contact. She warned of the dangers of Highwall, of shadows and darker things, of the Opal, and begged you all to deal with her and free the continent from her grasp. The next day, you continued your journey north to a gorge, and traveling within, found yourselves on a shortened path toward the valley, only to feel the ground rumble and hear the thundering of something behind you. So, with that in mind, what would you all like to do?
Gonna try to hop up onto the wagon and get a view of what's
I literally
coming.
was thinking about this all day, and now I was like, and I was just so thrown by the fact that this is happening. I was like, what? That's crazy. Hold
You're
on.
gonna hop up on the wagon, Bonnie. You make a perception check.
Do I get advantage because I have a height advantage on top of the wagon?
No.
Okay. I tried.
That doesn't change your perception.
Pause.
No.
Do I get it for
18.
being a rabbit? I've got great
18.
eyesight.
Yeah, 18. So all of you on the ground, you can feel like the rumbling through your boots. And there's just like the clattering of like soft rocks on the ground around you. Bonnie, you're kind of looking up, and you don't see anything in the gorge, which kind of has switchbacks and things. So it's your vision's limited within the space. But you can distinctively see, like, in the air, like back at the back end from where you've traveled, is just a cloud of dust.
Oh, there's something coming.
I have the stupidest question in the world.
Sure.
Is a wagon a creature?
No.
Could it be? Like, what if it has heart and soul and personality? Okay. Then I would like to. I want to try this. Can we see them, or is it like just?
Yeah, you can feel the rumble and you can see the cloud of dust at the background, but you can't see anything coming down the gorge yet.
Okay,
Josh, sorry.
Go ahead, Lucky. Yeah.
I would like to cast Guiding Bolt. I don't want to shoot it straight at the dust cloud because I'm not trying to attack anything here. But what I want to do is kind of shoot it like up, like maybe at a slight diagonal over them, but like as a like maybe to scare them away from this.
Do you want to wait till you can see them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably.
So you're holding this casting for if something appears, you can kind of scare them away. Anybody else doing anything to get ready in this moment?
Could I make a nature check from my previous life to see if this is a stampede?
Sure.
Actually, Josh, can I like totally change what I just said?
Sure.
Okay. I would
have,
like
two different things I want to try.
Yeah, I have like multiple things I'm trying to like pull off here, but it's like the same thing. can I do I want to do thaumaturgy.
Okay.
Actually, no. Do I want to? No, because they won't feel it because there's already tremors. Okay. I want to do thaumaturgy, and I would like to do when I can see them, like a sound.
Okay.
From here, and do like a really loud lion sound,
okay,
like a lion's roar, so maybe they'll be like, oh fuck, and they'll like not come this way.
Okay, so you're holding that ready for when you see them. Bonnie, what was your nature check?
It's an 11.
I mean, it feels like that's a possibility from your experience. All right, so within
can I make a
well, I'll just give you before we go into like things, you are in the kind of the middle of the gorge. There's a switchback ahead, so you don't know exactly how far you have until you're out of the gorge. You're kind of in a space where you can see probably half a mile in one direction and maybe half a mile in the other direction, with like the canyon walls around you. There are a few little offshoots from this gorge where whatever water came through kind of tried to find other pathways off of the main path. The closest one is about 500 feet away from you on the opposite side, on like the right-hand side of the gorge. Like that's the closest one that you can see. Just giving you a sense of the directions that you have around you.
I'm going to make for that one.
Okay, you're going to start moving that direction. And the wind in the gorges, I meant to Google search, does wind blow in gorges?
The answer is yes.
I think it's probably even stronger than it would be usually. So you have 2 kites, Bonnie, if you want to risk the integrity of the cart to throw both kites up and get the speed faster.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Okay,
if it was the plains, I would. But because we're in a gorge, there's way too much to chance.
That makes sense. Okay, so you got one of the kites up and you're starting to move. Andalus, what are you doing?
That gave me perspective I didn't have before, so I changed my mind.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be. Yeah, I'm waiting until I see something approacheth.
Okay.
So I'm needing to do
Josh, the speed the wagon is moving, is it faster or slower than someone can run?
I think slower. Let me check.
Okay.
I looked up how fast does it move a day? A cart, let's say, it's probably maybe 40 feet around. A draft horse can move 40 feet around, so that makes sense. Yeah. So a little bit faster than you can run. Yeah.
Okay. So in that case, I'm not going to tell everybody to get off.
Okay.
But Bonnie's going to address the group at large and say, if whatever's coming looks like it's about to catch us, I'm going to throw the wagon sideways and everybody sprint for the cutoff.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
The one bit of it is like you can't dash the cart, but you all can dash, so you can double your movement. All right. So as you begin, go ahead, Robert.
Can I ask really quickly, how far away is the dust cloud?
Well, the dust cloud is just kind of like over the horizon, like behind from where you came, down in the gorge. Remember, like the walls are incredibly tall here. It's very difficult to tell exactly distances or things.
Was Bonnie able to discern? I think it was Bonnie that was trying to see if this is actually a stampede.
It could be.
Could be. Yeah.
Yep.
Could be.
All right. So
whatever it is within. Hold on.
You can't see anything. You don't know distances.
Okay, I have to be able to see within 30 feet.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll just hold until we have more information.
Okay. So we're going to roll. We're going to roll into initiative. And I think Kieran has the highest dex of anybody. So he would be the one to roll initiative for the group. Well, I don't know. Ravik has pretty high dex. Ravik, roll the initiative for the group. And then I'll roll the initiative for the world.
I'll just roll a d20.
Yeah.
All right. 16 on the dice.
Okay. So +2, and or +3. You're +3. And so okay. So you guys are going to act first. This won't be a 6 seconds of initiative. We'll kind of cover like 10 seconds at a time. So your first 50 feet of movement or so of the cart is covered. And as you guys are moving, or if you're walking along the cart or whatever, you move 50 feet closer towards the cutoff. And you don't see anything yet, but the sound is beginning to now like build and reverberate, bouncing off the walls around you. And you can see like rocks crumbling off the edges of the chasm. There's like that overwhelming force is moving in your direction. The second round, you move 50 feet closer. So you're now, you have 400 feet remaining. And you see the first of a herd of bison rounding the corner of the gorge. It's just a few front stragglers at this point. There's a couple large bulls, and they are like charging quickly away. You see a couple of them have spear shafts in their back. And they are charging down the gorge, kind of dodging this way or that way, trying to get past in a way. They're about 150 feet away, and they are moving about, they're dashing, so they're moving about 80 feet around. So at this point, you just kind of see them as you're moving. This is where you could want to like start holding your actions for the things that you want to do. So Lucky's holding Thaumaturge. Anybody else holding anything? Because in the next round, the front line of bison are going to be starting to get within range of the cart.
Bonnie's putting all of her energy into driving.
Okay, so. Absolutely. Go ahead and make a steering check for me, Bonnie. So for you, like in this case, we'll say you're trying to maneuver and pull the kite. So we'll say strength.
20.
All right, you're keeping on track, and you've got it in that direction, and you're avoiding any rocks or things in the way that are potential dangers. Anybody else preparing anything as you move in?
Yeah, really quick, I'll say, and do the sat. If we get knocked around by these bison coming up, you're going to need a little extra padding. Let me help you out here, buddy. And I'll stick my hand out for you to take if you want. It's up to you.
Okay. Because I look very happy with you as I take your hand. Very pleased.
Right. And I'll cast mage. Is it mage armor? What is that?
Mage armor.
Mage armor.
Yay. Thank you.
On you to give you a little boost to an AC. You got pretty beat up last time we were fighting those spiders back in that cave.
I think that takes you to 15 AC, Andalus.
+2, right?
Well, no, it's,
or is it plus his?
It's better than that. It's so your AC is 13 plus your dexterity modifier.
Ooh, okay.
Does that help you out a little bit?
Oh yeah, it does.
All right.
All right. The cart moves 50 feet closer. So you now are 350 feet away from the cutoff. And the first line of bison are continuing to charge. And now you see the bulk of the herd. It looks probably about the same size as the herd that you saw yesterday. So several hundred bison are beginning to swarm down through the valley, and they are following a path, and there's, you know, it's difficult to tell like breaks or things. There's dust cloud just pouring off of them as they're running through the dust here. But the first round of bison, the first 3 or 4 are now within 50 feet of you, closing into 30 feet. So any actions that you're holding, if this is where you want to release them, they're now within range for you to do those things.
All right, good question. So if the bison are close enough, the way this spell works, it can... We see the spears sticking out of their
the two, like 3
hides.
two or three of that group of like 4, 5, or 6 or so that were at the front have spears sticking out of them, kind of like what you saw earlier.
So if I cast Phantasmal Force, would it make like a image of like a group of hunters, something they would be scared of, and like when we get to our position, could I like make an image of like a small group of hunters?
Tell Lucky
to steer them away.
Can you say that out loud? Like you're gonna do that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying to the group.
I want to do like voices of hunters, like yelling, so it's like even more like lifelike, you know?
Okay. Yeah. So you want to like,
and maybe like the sound like of a spear being thrown, you know?
So you want to target like the one that seems to be the leader of the herd.
Yes, and I want to, when they come into, they're in the 50 feet, so 60 feet range.
Yep.
I want a Phantasmal Force, and then cast an illusion of like hunters holding spears. But I want it to be where we can get in our position, and then sort of scare them away from where we're like held up. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So we can tuck the cart away down this little side winding path, and then I can cast Phantasmal Force, so as they're stampeding, they'll sort of divert away from where we're tucked away.
Absolutely. So it is that a charisma intelligence saving throw?
Intelligence saving throw, and whoever's like the lead bison guy or gal, you know.
Yeah. That is a 5 on the die minus 3. That's a 2, so it's a failure.
Oh, it was close. It was close.
Yeah. So that effect goes off at the same time. Lucky, your thaumaturgy goes off. Go ahead and roll, Lucky, a wisdom, just like a spell, not a spell attack, but using your wisdom modifier, just to see how effective your thaumaturge is in this like high stress moment for them.
Sorry, I'm pulling up the dice roller.
And Bonnie, make another strength check for this round.
That is a 19.
Okay, 19, absolutely. Andalus doing anything?
Bonnie, can you actually like stop the cart while waiting for them to pass?
Rolled a 9.
So the cart like is slows down in this round. So you're not gaining as much traction. You probably are going to only move like 30 feet next round instead of 20 feet, the half speed in the next round, as you're trying to like go over slightly like bumpier terrain than you had anticipated. So Andalus, that the cart's not stopping, but it is much slower. So things are going to be catching up.
No, it still won't work for my thing then. You have to be stopped. Okay. Well, yeah, I think I'll just cast Speak with Animals again and try to yell at them to go the other way.
Okay, go ahead and make a animal handling check with advantage as you yell to them.
Excuse me.
The moment Speak with Animals is cast, you just start to hear like all of the sounds of the yelling of the bison of away, quick, claws are coming, away, quick, claws are coming. Like there's so they're
running for a reason.
They're running for a reason. So
Nat 20.
920, nice. So with the Phantasmal Force on the leader, the Thaumaturge, and the Speak with Animals, that first band of 5 or 6 immediately swerve away from the cart and start to go off to the side. So you guys were kind of heading to the right. So they swerve over to the left and are trying to hug the wall as close that way as possible to give you a wide berth. And you can see,
thank you so much. Thank you very much.
And you see like the front line of the bison begins to take that turn, but the herd is fairly large. And so it'll be difficult for all of them to kind of clear over to that side, but you won't have to deal with that until the next round. So as we move into the next round, the cart moves 20 feet closer. So you're now, you're a little under halfway there. So you have about 200 more feet to go. And the first 5 or 6 bison have cleared and are stampeding now past you off to the side. The main bulk of the bison are swerving in that direction, but you've got probably 6 or 7 at the edges here that are going to try to, they don't want to smash into you. They're trying to dodge out of the way at the same time that you're moving. So Bonnie, go ahead and roll the strength check for your movement.
Bonnie, would
Can
you like
I cast guidance?
Yeah,
No.
exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
No.
I go. Can I cast? Okay, a lucky you should actually. You should.
I mean, you can't double.
No, you can't double guidance,
No,
but you just smack.
yeah.
You both just smack. From
I like the
sides.
idea that Lucky just casts guidance louder, so Lucky's just works better.
So you add a D4 to your roll, Bonnie.
They cancel
Technically,
each
too,
other.
I'm up on the cart with
Yeah, that's
Bonnie,
true.
so
That's true.
I'm already there.
For sure.
They cancel each other out because they both distract Bonnie.
Oh.
Like, in the-
No, that's not how it works.
20
20. Perfect. So
with guidance, that is 22.
okay. So as you you regain control of the kite, you hit smoother ground and you pick back up to your full speed, and you are maneuvering through, which is enough for the first couple bison to that were heading in your direction. You pick up just enough space that they swerve around off to the side. Anybody else doing anything? So guidance from Lucky, Ravik, Andalus this round.
Can I cast another spell, or is that like that's my turn?
If you have, is guidance action, bonus action?
I don't really know. What a
I
question.
think it's an act.
I think it's an
I
act.
think
then.
So yeah, if you have a bonus action you can take, you can also like suggest an action, a course of action that you would take as a bonus action that we could.
No, because what I want to do, nobody else would.
Okay.
I can.
Yeah, I'll just hold it for my
Okay.
for our next turn.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
I can like.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Ravik.
I can like reach out with my mind and with my. Like, do we look pretty safe? Like, are they still kind of diverting?
So like the front, you had like a trickle at the front. You have now a larger trickle of the second round coming through here, and I'm going to roll some dodges here to see if they can dodge out of the way of you guys. And then the bulk of the herd looks like it's going to be arriving in about around the time that you would get to the turnoff is when the bulk of the herd is going to hit, and that's covering most of the gorge. So it'll be very difficult for the cart to avoid that. So as long as you maintain your speed, you think you'll be able to make it.
I don't have anything like speed the cart up or what have you. Yeah, I'm just gonna.
If you want to climb up front and maybe blast any large rocks that are in the way between now and there, like it's.
Oh yeah, I could do that.
maybe make it easier.
All right. So yeah, Bonnie yells out, "I need some help clearing out these rocks," and I'll just climb up front and like with my rods in hand, I'll just phaser blast.
Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch blast like any rocks. That
Go
are
ahead,
in the way.
go ahead and make an attack roll.
Oh yeah, I could definitely do that. 'Cause I miss these stagnant rocks. Okay, 25 to hit.
That'll hit. Go ahead and roll your damage. D12.
Sure, it's a D10.
Oh, D10. Yes. Yeah.
8 damage on the dice.
Okay. So we've got Bonnie wheeling a kite, Andalus shouting at Bison to go off in different directions. Lucky getting ready. Right. At this point, I think had slapped Bonnie to cast guidance.
You guys put that word into
Sorry,
the air. I
had
didn't say
gently
that.
tapped Bonnie to do guidance as Ravik jumps up to the front and is like poo blasting rocks away as we head into the fourth of 5 rounds. You are now about 50 feet from you're about 50 feet from this turnoff, Bonnie. And so you can start swerving the cart over in that direction. You do see it juts in probably 300 or 400 feet, and then it does seem to come to a dead end. So you think that, like, I mean, if the bison know the gorge, they're not going to run that way because that would be a bad place for them to go. So you turn off in that direction. Go ahead and make your strength check again.
Uh-oh. That's some guidance would be nice, maybe.
I think
No. What I wanted to do was I wanted to cast Bless on everybody, or on those three.
Absolutely.
I think I can do 3.
Yep, you can do 3.
So that way, if Andalus also wanted to cast Guidance,
That's
that
true.
would
Yes.
double that.
Yeah.
Those
So
4s.
Lucky's Bless, Andalus's action is Guidance this round. You can add 2d4 to the roll, Bonnie.
And I'll do the other 3. I'll just cast a first level.
Oh, sorry. I'm
Right.
so like whatever. Guidance changed.
Oh, right.
What happened to
Guidance is now. I don't know. Is
Well,
it?
who done
Is
changed
it the,
guidance
can
now?
somebody look at the wording, because I know it now lasts longer, but I don't know if it applies to every roll for the next minute or if it's just the first roll.
Concentration up to 1 minute.
Does it say like?
cool.
Does it expire after the first roll, or is it just every roll for the next minute?
You touch a willing creature and choose a skill until the spell ends. They add 1d4 to any ability check using the chosen skill.
Okay, good. So
So,
Hell
like,
yes.
if it was, you could continuously cast it as a strength check.
yeah, so Andalus, if you use it this round, then it is up forever.
Yeah, that works.
Lucky
then you
drops
can do other
concentration on
things.
Guidance, and you cast Bless.
Yeah.
So that still gives you 2d4, but now you have it on the next round without Andalus having to recast it. Yeah.
12.
12. Okay, that is not enough for you to lose momentum, which is good.
That's better than 5.
Yeah,
Yep.
and Ravik blasting rocks out of the way. Are you going to continue doing that this round, Ravik?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, go ahead and
Roll
make
some
another attack roll, 'cause that
roll
will-
damage.
There are, like, you're approaching the edge of the ravine, and that's where more of the rocky scree is. So this will be helpful for clearing some of that.
20, not natural.
Okay, absolutely. So you clear out some more. You guys, you all kind of like whip to the side as the cart turns quickly in that direction. I'm going to make, let's do it this way. I don't want to have to do this. So we're going to make 5 checks for the bison. What you don't want is 2 failures back to back. A single failure is fine. 2 failures is fine as long as they don't come one after the other. Okay. Your goal here is to hit a DC of 14. And this is the bison add 2 to the roll. So you're trying to hit a 12 on a die. And so there's 5 of us. And so I'll do the first one. That is a 14 on the die. So that's the first success. Who would like to do the second roll?
Get it out of the way.
Okay, go ahead, Rob.
I mean, we're rolling a
Just
D8,
a
right?
D20.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
That's crazy. I got a 14 on this D8. Who could have seen it coming?
3 on the
Okay,
dice.
so first failure. One of the bison kind of is charging in your direction and then quickly moves out of the way, but was blocking the vision of one behind you. And it does move, but it like clips the back of the cart, and you kind of feel it shudder as it moves, and it kind of tumbles and catches itself and then keeps running. Andalus.
Jace got to go next. Jace has
okay.
good dice luck.
Yeah, we need not 2 back-to-back failures. Yeah.
Please,
Okay.
Jace.
16 on the
16 on the die is good. So there's kind of like a V begins to form in the bison, and they're trying to swerve around you, and Bonnie's like working through the gap of these running bison that are coming off to the different sides.
All right, I next.
Bonnie, last one.
I rolled that one.
Yeah, don't roll a nat 1.
No, I just did.
Oh, you rolled a nat 1?
No, I did roll that one.
Oh no. Okay, so a nat 1. Bonnie, make a Constitution check for the cart.
Oh boy.
You're blessed.
You can add.
Is the cart blessed?
We'll say that it extends to the cart since Bonnie's making the check.
Okay.
And you can, but this.
Can I blast Bison if I need to? For like,
I mean, on the next round you can. You can't add the strength D4, but you can add the bless D4. And we'll say that the cart adds +2. So you're +2 plus a D4 Constitution saving throw.
Y'all, this level up, I decided I was going to become proficient in Constitution saving throws. So wow.
Look at you.
And I would say that the cart has proficiency in Constitution.
Wait, and you get advantage for your tea today, or is it advantage or is it plus D8? I can't remember what. You drink the tea today. This is your first.
I think it's
con
advantage
save
on
day.
your first con save. Yeah.
Yeah. So the
yeah.
con save day you get advantage.
I'll say it applies to this.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. That's fantastic. So
the husband balance.
Husbands giveth and they taketh away.
A bison like slams full into the cart, and you all feel it like rock up on two wheels to the left. And as the bison like falls and slides down under the cart, as the cart kind of rocks back over to the other side, but somehow maintains both of its axles and goes forward. Bonnie, the cart does suffer some damage to one of the side panels that you'll definitely need to replace or repair at some point. So that is. Did we get we have Bonnie's our final roll, or Bonnie already rolled for the bison?
Does that count? Come on, I feel like that counts.
I feel like you got to roll again.
No, that was a natural one on the bison roll, so we get one more. You don't want a failure here.
Okay, just a D20.
Just a D20, and you're trying to hit a 12.
All right. It's a 12.
Let's go.
Fantastic.
What are the odds?
As the last, this like
1 out of 20.
This last, yeah, that's true. This last crew of bison kind of carefully dodge around the one that had fallen, and it's slowly picking itself back up on the other side of the cart and beginning to lope away. We head into the last round. The final wall of bison are heading in this direction. Anything that you guys think that you can do to divert them from this side of the area would be good. Bonnie, make another strength check. You have 2d4s on that from bless and guidance, and then the other actions that you all want to take. I think you somehow muted yourself, Ronnie.
Sorry.
Oh, there you go.
Does it seem like there's a bison? Does it seem like there's a bison sort of leading the
at this point
charge on this group?
At this point, you guys are just like in the herd. And so this is the main bulk of the herd. Like you got the fast runners and leaders are out and ahead. The next round of like faster bison were behind them. And now the bulk of the herd is hitting and charging through. Yeah. And then it
doesn't seem to be one that's like out ahead, sort of. Oh
no, not in this bunch.
I don't think I have anything.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead, Lucky.
You go ahead.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
May I turn to Angelus and go, would you be willing to make another announcement to the bison?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure.
Would you be willing to let me pick you up and go in the air to do so?
Nope. That won't work.
Okay.
Oh, backtrack a little bit. Ravik, I do need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
What did I do?
You were standing on top of the cart when it got hit by the bison.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Your boy fell. I am 6 on the dice.
Oh, no. So...
with the modifiers.
So at this point, like the cart launched up to the side and it hits the ground again and is peeling away. Ravik held on as it threw this direction, but when it slammed down this way, it whipped him over. And at this point, you're all seeing Ravik fly off the side of the cart.
Can I actually fly and go get his ass?
Yeah, you can go ahead and make so you cast fly on yourself. He's in the air falling.
No,
you don't have to do that.
Oh, right.
I do
So,
my
as you don't cast your,
wings.
yeah, you have your wings. Go ahead and he's still kind of like falling off into the dirt. Go ahead and make a dexterity.
Also, Ravik, did you add a D4 to that because you were blessed?
I don't think it would matter, but I could try.
You could fall off
There's
less.
a 6 on the die. You add 3. That's 9.
Yeah, add
You
3.
don't hit your
Is it a
head.
little better?
Yeah.
Okay.
don't-
Then yeah.
A
I
little
wanna
bit when
go-
I fall.
So go ahead and make
Yeah,
a
I would
dexterity
like
saving
to-
throw, Lucky.
Okay.
And then Bonnie, what was your strength check for the
Okay.
final round?
Okay.
16? Okay, that's good.
What if I rolled in that one to try to get Ravik?
You like poke me in the eye as you reach for me, just to make it worse. It's fine. It's fine because I have other things. I
Start
can
to
use.
get him, and then I like absolutely fuck up and like get in a worse situation than he was.
Yeah, I mean, I think like at this point, so Lucky is like Ravik is falling off the cart. The cart's pulling away. Lucky's diving off towards Ravik to grab him. The cart is like crossing the boundary into the turnoff at this point. Andalus, anything as you're doing before we resolve
just
Ravik and
yelling
Lucky?
I'm just yelling at Bonnie to stop the cart, but I think I forgot I'm talking Bison, so I'm just mooing at her. It's like moo, and then I'm like, wait, wait, they fell off. And
Bonnie
then I'm
just thinks
moving.
you're yelling, move.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm going as fast as I can.
No, let's move. Ooh, oh, the dialect's so weird.
That is hilarious.
All right, so I figured out that they've come off the cart.
you would have seen them come off the cart as you're
Yeah.
passing the boundary into it. They're probably about 10 feet out of the cutoff as the cart goes into the cutoff. Ravik, you take 4 points of bludgeoning damage as you slam your back onto the ground. The wind knocked out of you, and then
I
Lucky.
can take care of myself.
I will let you decide, Lucky. Did you catch Ravik and then it was like you?
I think I caught Ravik, and unfortunately, I was too fast catching him, so I tackle his ass to the ground.
Okay, good. Okay.
Like it's way too much.
Because I was going to give you that, if it was just a failure in the grab, then potentially Lucky gets away, right? But that leaves Ravik in a completely prone position all by himself. I
I'm
down there with him.
I rolled in that
good.
one. I
Perfect.
for sure got fucked up in the process.
So what I need both of you to do
probably.
is you are going to roll 2 dexterity saving throws, and then after those 2, you will have the opportunity with another check to escape from the ground, Lucky. But the 2 are like, can I roll out of the way as a couple bison are running in my direction?
And I still have my wings up, so can I focus on just getting me and him up?
Yeah, if you want to,
Like instead of like trying to like get back on our feet and run to the cart,
Yeah.
like just get up over the herd.
if you both would like to choose to fail the first dexterity saving throw, Lucky, I will give you, because then your focus is on trying to pick Ravik and get up. I'll just leave it down to you'll fail the first dexterity saving throw, but then the second one I'll give you advantage on as your escape.
I'll say. I have a quick question. How tall are the canyon walls again? Are they like?
Oh, they're probably 1,000 feet tall at this point.
Okay, cool. I have a thing to like get myself out of the fray, but you said dex save first,
Well, if you
or
like if Lucky's trying to pull you out, if you both fail the first dex save, then I'll give you advantage on the second one. Since Lucky's focusing not on getting up, but just lifting off from the ground and trying to take off. Yeah.
gotcha.
Okay.
Let's see.
So go ahead and make both of you the second dexterity saving throw.
I got a nat 20
Fantastic.
Yeah.
to balance out what I
Yeah.
just did.
The dice give and the dice take away. 13 on the dice.
13 on the die. So Ravik, you roll out just in time for like one of the bison like trampling to kind of step over you and not onto you. Lucky, you kind of wrap your wings up and then push out, and that pulls both you and Ravik back as another one is coming through.
I'm turning him bridal style.
Yeah. But as you lift off,
And he loves it. That's
as you lift off a like a bison, like one of those massive bison heads, just hits full force into both of you, and you kind of cartwheel through the air. You both take 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
Dang it.
Ravik, you take an additional 4 points of piercing damage as one of the horns catches you in the side.
What did I do to you? Didn't I get you food today? What is going on?
Did you get me food today? Did you get me
I didn't.
food?
It's true.
Damn.
That's what happened.
Comes out.
But then you lift off, Lucky, and you are over the top of the bison, kind of carrying Ravik as this herd and sea of bison is flying beneath you and running, dust kicked up in your faces as you go. You make your way towards the cutoff where the cart is.
Yup.
Okay. Bonnie, do you continue pulling the cart deeper into the cutoff? It's about 300 feet of clearance in.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to find a place where it's gonna be possible to turn it around.
Okay. It's wide enough, I think, that you'd be able to back it up and kind of do a turnaround if you needed to.
Okay, so in that case, I go as far forward as I can.
Perfect. It's just like that scene in
Austin Powers, yeah.
It's like the beep, beep,
Yep.
a 50-point turn.
All right. So immediately, like all of you kind of like tumble into this space, and the sound of the thundering of the hooves passing by this cutoff is echoing up and down. There's rocks falling from the side, and there's a moment where you think like, okay, well, we're in a good place. But you do start to see that some of the bison are faster runners than some of the ones ahead of them, and they're trying to move around. And it does seem like a couple are swinging in the direction of this cutoff. And you know that if they come in, they're likely to be followed by others. So you have a moment, all of you, to react to seeing this happen.
Is it possible for... Go ahead, Bonnie.
Yeah, go ahead, Bonnie.
Bonnie's going to hop off the wagon and get her shield out and brace herself between like everybody in the wagon and the bison.
Okay.
And she's going to tell the rest of them, figure something out.
All right. So Bonnie goes up and interposes themselves. All right.
figure something out.
Figure
All right.
something out.
Ravik is going to... Is there anything, either a platform or something within 30 feet that I could teleport to? So we're testing the teleportation rules
Like a misty step.
You mean Misty
on
Step?
the island.
Like
Yes, it is a teleportation spell.
like a rock shelf or something.
Yeah. Or if I can, with one of my sea glass hilts, like embed the like watery scimitar to the side and kind of hold on. And I want to see if I can like get to the side of the cliff face and just like hold on if I teleport 30 feet up or out.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like a perfectly carved like rock space, so there are definitely like little ledges or things like that.
Like plateaus or
Yeah.
I want to do that. I'm gonna very Remy LeBeau Gambit style.
Yeah.
Well, darling, I'm gonna have to leave you for a moment, and I'm gonna teleport out of Lucky's hands, and I'm gonna like teleport over either if it's on the cliff side or, like a little plateau or something that's sticking up out of the center of the crevasse.
I think it's cooler for Ravik to jam the scimitar into the rock and be hanging there. So we'll say that happens.
And if I do that,
and Lucky, there's this like burst of water as Ravik suddenly vanishes from your grasp, and then another burst of water at the edge of the cliff face as Ravik jams his scimitar into it.
Am I wet now?
It immediately dries, but it was like a spray of water.
Wait. Can we appreciate
keep going.
double entendre?
Keep going.
And it wasn't Ravik.
Move past.
It wasn't. Okay, well, all right. You're right. Come on, Ronnie.
Usually
Give it
I
a
need
short.
Rob back. I need
Rob.
to doing them.
I need Rob back.
Move past.
Okay, and then
Alice.
the whole reason why I'm doing that is if I see Bonnie has basically braced themselves to be bludgeoned by the bison, I'm gonna stand there and just start like Eldritch blasting in front of the cart, in front of Bonnie, to try to split some of the bison that may be coming towards Bonnie and towards the cart.
Okay.
If possible, maybe lessen some of the bison that'll actually run into them.
Okay.
Or maybe get them to sort of start diverting and not killing and trampling my expedition members.
Make an attack roll. Andalus, Lucky, anything in this round?
Yep.
I want to keep moving to the cart. And I would like to. I still have bless up.
Yep.
On everybody, and I would like to. Okay, I'm gonna pitch something, and you tell me if it would work the way I'm intending.
Okay.
If I cast spiritual weapon, and I put it like in the middle of like right in front of where these bison, like the cart is, you know, but like a little ahead, would that maybe like help divert them around the cart faster?
Yeah, I think so. I think
like if they see
like a
something
bright flashing light of something in their face, I think they would be more likely to dodge away from that. Mm-hmm.
Okay, then I would like to try that.
Okay. So the spiritual weapon appears like near Bonnie, in front of Bonnie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you change what spiritual weapon looks like each time?
Yep.
Can I do a like two arrows doing like that? like go around.
There's just like flashing arrows. Like, no, this is a diversion.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, Andalus.
So I'm gonna stand in front of the cart, standing there, and you see Andalus puts up his hands and he puts up his scythe, and then all this like pollen comes off of him, kind of like a poof, like pff. And then let's see, this is 15 feet and in around me, and it's difficult terrain for all enemies.
Okay. Do you want to move up? Because like Bonnie moved up further. Do you want to kind of go up where Bonnie is?
I'm trying to like protect the cart because I think Bonnie doesn't want the cart to get fucked up.
Okay.
I've gathered at this point the cart is like important to Bonnie in some way, and I can tell Bonnie to fall back if she needs to.
Absolutely. Okay. So what is it?
For my attack,
this like flurry of pollen kind of grows in the area, and then suddenly like these like thorny like vines and nettles and things like just pop up all around the cart, creating difficult terrain. Absolutely. What was your attack roll, Robert?
For my attack roll, I rolled an 18. So you just see like a jet of like powerful water shooting down into the canyon. An 18 to hit, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. And then
trying to hit anything, just mostly.
Yeah, you're just trying. It's like how effective this ability is. All right, and then Lucky, if you'll give me a final like a spell attack. This is just like how effective your spiritual weapon is as a diversionary tactic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. 14 plus 7, 21.
21. Okay, fantastic. So as a couple of the bison kind of turn and swerve in this direction, there's an immediate like a giant rabbit, a flash of bright light with these arrows, a stream of water pulsing, a explosion of pollen in this area, and we'll say with all of that, the bison, will they continue to charge? Nope. That is yeah. That is that is an 18. So they kind of see all of this happening, and you see them immediately kind of like try to like whip around, and they make a wide berth around like the 50 or 60 feet that Bonnie cleared at the front of this thing, and they begin to whip around again. And so you just kind of get this like flow of water as several bison just pop in and then swirl back out and try to rejoin the major herd. But for the most part, it seems like things are relatively like quiet. You've directed their attention in a certain way. At that moment, you see like in a couple of the bison that like peel off from the herd, you see just like 5 spears jam into them from further up above where Ravik is. And this bison, just like the bison that they hit, falls and hits the ground. And then at the sight of all of this happening, and then also now this dead bison in front of you, the herd itself shifts that direction. And you watch slowly as the last of the herd runs by, and the thundering sound and the cloud of dust begins to dissipate further down into the gorge, and things begin to go quiet. As you see 3 figures, Ravik, slide down the rock wall next to you, claws into the side of the rock wall.
Heads up!
And they drop down and then hit the ground and then stand up. And you see 3 tall, 7 feet tall, mountain lion style features, like the tan skin with the black, with like the black tipped ears. You see 3 Leonin kind of look at each.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Each of you. And then one of them walks over to the bison that has fallen and pulls a spear out, as the largest one, who has kind of slightly darker fur, looks to you and says, "Hey, thank you for the hunt help. Beautiful work, both of you."
Who is he saying that to, both of you?
He kind of is looking at Lucky and Bonnie, who helped stop the bison in its tracks.
Lady.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Lady and lady.
I will drop my wings and kind of like just like flip my hair, and I will say like, "Oh, pleasure being of assistance."
Well, we didn't think that we'd be sending a herd into any oncoming crew. We didn't see a cart until it was too late. I'm glad that you found your way into safety.
Can I insight check that statement?
Yeah, sure. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I just want to make sure. That is going to be a 19.
Yeah, I mean, like, you think that the "I'm glad you were safe" is probably added on or tacked on at the end. It's less sincere.
Right.
But it's not like, "I wanted you to die." It's just like,
well, I was more looking for like, we didn't know that you were there at all.
Oh, yeah. No,
you know?
That part rings like that they probably sent the herd into its scattering at the far end of the gorge, and this small hunting party of 3 were probably running along the top of the gorge, and they saw you around that time, and like they didn't know you were there. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure.
Ravik, at that moment, you hear the scree of the third one, and it stops next to you, and this more like kind of svelter, like blackish tan one stops and says, "Clever work with no claws. Why don't you come down and join your friends?" And she slides past you again and hits the ground, and then joins the other 2 as they...
Thanks for offering to help.
As they go to reclaim they're reclaiming their spears and from the downed bison.
Well, no harm, no foul. We all ended up being okay in the long run, but it did feel kind of close there for a second.
Well, you handled it quite well. It's a beautiful card. Are you Where are your pack animals?
Oh, we don't have any. You're looking at them.
You let the bunny pull the cart?
Well, when there's no wind.
He is confused, but moves on.
During all of this, Josh, Andalus is standing behind the cart, like looking just over it like a toddler that's scared to go talk to someone new. He's on the he moved to the other, and he has not dropped the vines. It is still difficult.
There's still vines all over it. Yeah.
They're not enemies, so they can walk through it, but they're weird fucking vines everywhere.
Yeah.
Any of y'all have that mending thing I've seen people do before?
Yeah, I come over and I start mending for you.
Okay. Yeah, you can repair the cart.
I'll point parts of the cart that have like snapped or cracked.
Yeah.
Or
the larger.
Robin.
Oh, go ahead, Robin.
No,
I heard you, Jace.
Finish. I'm showing anyway.
Okay. The larger one, as the two smaller ones, the one of the smaller ones is kind of very light tan, almost like whitish tan, and the black on their portions is more of like a deep gray, and then the darker, more like less. Well, yeah, the darker colored one. They go over and they start kind of preparing the bison to capture as much as they can to carry back, as the large one is sorting the spears. I don't mean to pry, but why were you in the gorge?
Robert comes limping over, very beat up.
Oh, when I'm done with the cart, I will come. I'll come heal me and Ravik.
Okay.
They're talking to me.
There's he's just talking in general to the group.
In general.
Yeah.
But and in between Bonnie like showing which parts of the cart need to be fixed. It's like we're just trying to get from one point to another.
So we're visiting the continent, trying to learn a little bit more about it, and now we know that stampedes are commonplace.
Sorry, did you say you were visiting the continent?
Yes, that's right.
You are outsiders.
We are.
Sure.
Hopefully that's not too offensive to you.
Well, it would depend on where your allegiances may lie. What other groups you might have interacted with?
We've only met with the giants so far.
Good.
One's right on the Magda.
Yes. The Mountain of the Seer. Good people. Did you
think so
come
too?
across any centaurs on your travels across the plains?
No, we haven't, but I would love to see one.
I elbowed the fuck out of Bonnie for not reading the room.
Yeah. He kind of he stands up taller, and he's taller than Bonnie.
This could mean to duel.
Yeah.
Like
He's taller than Bonnie, and he stands up at his full height, and he says, "It may be the last thing that you ever see."
Oh, it's just a horse with like a person bit up top, right?
And the person part is the problem.
Are centaurs particularly dangerous? I've never met one myself personally either, so.
Well, the centaurs of the plains certainly have a tendency to be very territorial.
That is good to know. Oh, lucky for you.
Where do they mostly locate so we can know to avoid them?
They're more nomadic than our tribe is. I think this part of the season they tend to be in the north central portion of the plains.
I'm gonna mark this on our little map we've got going.
Yeah. He says,
or I'll tell someone else who's better with a pen to mark that.
Kieran would mark it.
Yeah, Kieran would mark it in the thing.
Write that down.
And he says, I'm sorry in all of the hubbub of the problems of the herd. I'm Barak. This is Amari. And he points to the darker tone one, and then he points to the other smaller one and says, and Taj. We are the chief hunters for the Dorothy tribe.
I'm gonna need those names again, but
yep,
it's definitely nice to make your acquaintance. You're all pretty impressive with those spears. I just have to add that in there.
Mm-hmm. Well,
where's my...
You all are traveling. Would you like to take any of the meat? We can't carry it all back.
Does anyone have any skills toward butchering
I'll
large
salt
game?
what I can.
Yeah, we should take it. It'd be wasteful to leave.
And you see, Andalus, you are familiar enough with the care that someone takes to the slaughtering of an animal, that you can tell that they have every intention to use as much of the creature as they can. Like they're carefully removing the hide, the horns. Like they're doing it in such a way that you know that they're going to use as much as they can. They just cannot physically. The three of them cannot carry all of the meat.
And my implication is like in order for us both to not be wasteful on that end, that we would take it. That yes, of course we would.
Maybe we can help you carry some of this back to your tribe.
You're traveling through the gorge into where are you heading from here?
We are trying to get to what's the name of that crystal thing? Where are we going? We don't know exactly.
Valley of the Opal.
He kind of looks over at Taj and then looks back. Well, our village is not far from the exit of the gorge. You are more than welcome to, if you would like, travel and rest there for a time before you move on.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
That would be amazing.
You would not be the first outsiders to bless the presence of our home, but I would warn that with the current tensions with the centaurs, we are somewhat more reluctant. But you've proven yourself as useful and helpful today, and I can vouch for you.
Well, we definitely appreciate that.
We'll clean and quarter as much of the carcass as we can.
Okay.
I'm also going to salt some of the meat. I think I've got a couple. I've probably got some empty barrels in the wagon that will be that we can add to rations.
Yep, you can. And so between how much space on the cart are you willing to share with them so that they can take more of the meat back? Okay. Between your work and theirs, you guys load up a majority of what's here to return if you're willing to take them back to their village. And you notice that Taj, the very pale, pale tan one, when they are finished, is standing over the remains of the carcass and is doing some kind of ritual. And a moment passes, and you just see suddenly from what's left of the bones, flowers begin to sprout, and all of this plant begins to grow from it. And then he kind of waves, and there's just the seeds from the flowers suddenly blossom, and they get caught in the wind and then carry off and then soar off into the distance. And then Taj kind of bows his head. And then Barak and Amari also bow in like a prayer for a moment. And
I am now standing directly beside Taj.
Taj kind of at the end like looks down. Oh, hi.
I was just observing. It seemed very nice.
Oh. Do your people not show thanks to the things they eat?
Some people
We do, but in different ways.
Not everyone.
Not everyone, no.
Not everyone.
They should.
So it's good to see.
And Taj has this like ghostly stare about him, and it takes you a moment, Andalus, to realize like it is very probable that he is blind. Mm-hmm. He has kind of a cloudy, milky mist in his eyes, but he still is able to sense your presence, and he was clearly able to.
I see. I was there.
Keep trains, yeah. Well, we always show thanks when we kill a bull. It will feed our people for many days to come.
Cycle.
Yes, and returning it to the winds, which brings all life to the plains.
I'm gonna
Vandulas could look like a dog with a tail. It'd be like a tail, like a puppy tail.
I don't know if it's native to their land, but Bonnie's gonna use Staff of Flowers to bloom a shamrock blossom and give it to him. As a thank you.
Taj kind of takes it and looks at it for a moment, and then he places it in a bag at his side, and he says, "Quite an interesting gift to give to someone you do not know."
Well, you just look like someone who'd appreciate it.
He has this kind of like awkward half smile. Thank you.
Oh, Josh. Also, notably, there's moss in that same. All the spore has turned to moss now.
Oh yeah, and it's just kind of coating.
Once I moved from that spot, it's all moss.
You all just kind of watch all the plants like fall into moss back around where the cart was.
You got 25 points of healing. Ooh. I got 21.
Thank you, Lucky. I appreciate that. I needed that. Something fierce.
You're welcome.
And I will show, what's the name of the other, the one who is leading it?
That's Barak. Mm-hmm.
I will show Barak the sail arrangement. As I get the wagon ready for movement again.
And he helps you kind of like pull the wagon and turn it around a little bit. This very strong, tall Leonin. And as you kind of unwheel the cart, he kind of pulls back and he says, "Ah, you're like the gnomes of the plains then."
What of the where?
Oh, there are others who have found interesting ways to traverse the reeds without the use of pack animals.
Oh, well, isn't that just something?
We used to interact with them more, but we have to kind of keep to the south and away. Otherwise, conflict comes.
You just don't get along well with them.
When you meet them, you'll understand why.
Okay, then.
Could you be a bit more detailed? What exactly are they like? What are we dealing with?
Well, we of the Dorothy are about being part of the natural world. We move within it. We bless it. We build our homes in its shadows and eaves. We do not trample and destroy the ground wherever we go, leaving a blight behind us of dead and death.
See.
When the Delki decide to move into your home, and they've trampled what remains of your tents and your crops, you'll understand.
I am definitely sorry to hear that. That's a reality for your people. We hopefully could.
Yeah.
Maybe one day help to sort of quell some of the tensions between you two groups. I'm not sure exactly how, and I don't know if I have the authority. But
from behind Barak, Taj, like, kind of still just standing and staring with his like milky eyes, just goes, "And they've made a dark bargain. They serve darker masters now."
They serve what?
Darker masters.
yeah,
Oh.
what do you mean by darker masters? A dark bargain?
You must have seen the curse on the land. Who do you think spread it so cleanly?
You think the Delkey, the Centaurs,
Yeah,
are responsible for that?
I would.
The Delkir are probably serving the one.
They send shadows into our camps at night to try to steal our young. They would like to see us leave our homes so they can trample them and turn them into their own dusty lands. Amari goes, "Why are we all being so serious? They are new. Let's just go home. I'm hungry."
Bondi's going to say, kind of to no one in particular, but she's going to say her paladin oath for the first time publicly to everybody. Which is, "O people, honor thy fellows and respect alike the rights of people, both great and humble. May everyone from old men and women to the children be free to go forth and lie by the side of the road or path without fear from harm."
I love.
It is beautiful, Bonnie. Where is that, a quote or a
Well, yeah, I was in the city, and we caught a play with one of my children, and they went on to go into the theater business, and I thought it was so fitting that I decided to live my life by it.
It's quite bold of you.
I love that Bonnie just, "I heard it in the theater, and now it's my oath."
Wait, which theater? Wait, I want to ask this out of character. I can't ask this
Out of character? You're asking out of character? You know which one.
It's the Kaimana Theater. Let's go. I knew as soon as you said it's the Kaimana owned theater, his sponsorship theater.
Lord.
Incredible.
Yeah, out of character. That's the Oath of the Paddle, which is arguably the first law ever protecting non-combatants that King Kamehameha in Hawaii enacted.
Yeah.
I'll leave y'all to wonder maybe what kind of play she saw. That might have to pop up later in the game, like
I'm sure.
who the play might have been about.
Yeah. I didn't even describe, aside from being Leonin, all three of them have extensive, not like tattooing, but like extensive like henna inking. Like in their,
can't be more hot.
like in their fur. You can tell like it's either like henna or it's like a dye that's in their fur that will probably fade over time, but then can be reapplied. And they are all wearing like leathers to hold their spear like and they each have a space for like 5 or 6 spears on their back, and then very light packs. Like they're a hunting party. They're not here to.
They wear clothes, Josh.
Yeah, they wear.
I'm just curious.
Like
It's a valid question. They have fur. I'm asking if they wear clothes.
They're running around like bears in a pride parade.
Amari wears like Amari has like a very bright blue like wrap around her chest, and then they're all wearing kind of very similar like hammery like balloon pants almost that have like a cuff around their calves that kind of are like wider and more free flowing, and they seem to like, it's hard to tell, like Barak seems to be the leader, and he's the only one with a different color like sash like around his waist. The other two are wearing sashes that are green in color, and Barak's is red. But like aside from that, but no, like Barak and Taj aren't wearing shirts. They do have like leather straps and things to like hold stuff, but they are wearing pants.
Okay. I'm going to continue to just stand beside Taj and just walk where he goes.
Okay. Okay. Lucky has a passive enough perception.
Mm-hmm.
Taj like is like walking along with Andalus as you guys begin to move out. But he does keep kind of like looking at Andalus and then like looking at Dottie, but Taj is clearly blind, so it's like a weird like movement of what he's doing. But other than that, like Barak is.
Does he seem like upset or just kind of like tolerating it?
He's a hard one to read. Like Taj has a very weird mannerisms.
Can I do an active insight check?
You can do an active
to like
insight
figure
check.
that out.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, first of all, I have to take a picture of the position my dog's in because this is insane. And then
priorities.
Actually roll.
Dogs are always their priority.
Dogs are always the priority. And now, hold on. I'm just going to listen to you beyond. This is taking so long to load, and I don't know why. All right. 13. Well, it's pretty terrible.
Yeah, and he's hard to read. But
sure.
You get the sense. I mean, like at the very least, like it seems like a curiosity. Like, but Andalus is also the only one that's really paid a lot of attention to Taj, so it may just be kind of like he's sizing Andalus up. But yeah, you don't get any like. There's nothing nefarious about what he's doing from your perspective. Okay. Yeah. All right, but you all head out. Yeah, go ahead, Ravik.
Yeah, I guess as we travel, I'll try to cozy up to the leader, and I'm just really curious about
cozy up to Barak.
Say what?
Oh, so you're cozying up to Barak? Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm just curious, not in that way. I'm just curious about what is the structure of their like village. Who are the leaders? What?
Oh, I need you to make a persuasion check.
Sure.
Can I assist him by sharing like when Ravik asks a question, I like put forward some information about how like our society works, so it doesn't feel like less of an interrogation and more like a sharing of culture.
Absolutely. I mean, and keep in mind, Ravik is a pretty charismatic person, so he's probably
it's like
astute enough to see if I'm bothering this guy
above the table. The reason I had you ask, this is a group of people that have found themselves in a war that they seem to have communicated to you is not their doing, right? And you just ask like, what's the structure of your society? Who's your leader, right? Like, so like that's why the role is there. Yeah.
But that's the kind of information that I'm trying to discern. Like, if we're walking into a new society.
I'm not like trying to like correct Ravik. I'm more just trying to like
share,
like assist him in this.
Yeah, Ravik, you can do it with advantage.
Yeah, sure. Oh, he's the best guy around. Oh wow. 15.
15. Okay. You can tell like Barak
could have been better. He's not
like super willing to share like great details, but he does say, well, we are heading to the village of Samartaj. That is one of several of our villages throughout the valley region. We also have several on the plains. Our people are not nomadic, but do not necessarily call one of the villages home. They may move from village to village, and many families often have a home in each of the villages, and you may stay with your cousin one night and then travel to another village and stay with your aunt. Samartaj is the main hub of our community, and our leader, Chieftain Dejan, will be more than happy to meet you and share more that you may find interesting once they grow to trust you. I am interested that you talk about coming from across the sea.
Yeah, we recently, when the veil was lifted, we decided we could probably come and offer some assistance. We don't know what type of conditions you all lived under in the veil, and so different groups, factions from the continent of Illyria decided to pool their resources and send expedition crews to see what life has been like here for folks like yourself.
Well,
we just so happened to join one of those crews.
The veil was hard times for our people. We would not have survived without the Opal's help.
Yeah. We've heard a bit about this Opal.
Yes.
I don't want to misspeak. We're still learning, so much about it.
I was under the impression that all of the visitors from across the seas had died several years ago.
Well, you mentioned before you
recently.
Quite recently. You mentioned before that there were others that your people had sheltered.
Yes, two. For a time.
What happened? And feel free to chime in, group. I'm not trying to.
You're charisma now, baby. This is what you do now, baby.
Can I want to say, like, because Bonnie charismatic, Atwood not.
Yeah.
Bonnie would like to assist Ravik, like, with trying to glean like more information.
Yeah.
And just like, I guess maybe like try to appear like harmless explorers, which, to Bonnie's mind, she is.
Yeah.
But like, trying to help them loosen their tongue a little bit, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, as much as he is willing to share like very superficial elements of their culture, which he's shared, things that anyone would probably know if they knew anything about their culture. But Barak has this very interesting, like he wants to appear like he is an open book, but he is hiding chapters. And it doesn't seem like, even with like Bonnie's assistance, that he's willing to go deeper in. And you don't know if that is like purposeful subterfuge and more just like Barak is not comfortable necessarily with being the face of the people. You just happen to meet the hunting party. But he does, he says, well, they did live among us for some time. Peacefully for the most part.
How do they make their way so far inland and end up staying with your people? Did they mention?
I imagine much like the Delki who came into our region and broke the truce. They probably found themselves on the wrong side of the War of Blood. The remnants of shadow plaguing the lands, right? It's
Swear I wrote that down somewhere.
been a hard decade or so since the veil lifted, rebuilding and finding our feet again. Old alliances and pacts fall apart, and the world is not safe. And outsiders who do not understand that find themselves in the middle of it, probably to their detriment.
Well, our expedition's goal is not to disturb or unsettle any peace that has come here. It's just to establish connection that was lost during the veil.
I will say that Dejin is not a trusting man. But if you mention that you are friends of the Dreamstrider, he will be more amenable to your presence.
Thank you for the advice.
And you guys have kind of walked through the gorge and gone through a few switchbacks. As the sun is now moving towards setting off into the horizon, the gorge ends and opens up, and there's a cliff face that's running on either side that the gorge is cut down into, and you can see you are arriving into this valley space, and off in the distance is this massive lake at the center of the valley, and you can probably tell that like whatever runoff or rain or whatever over time probably came through the gorge and formed and collected in this lake, and then its feeding waters all dried up over time, and now the lake is what remains of that geological event. The mountains now are very close, and you can see them curving off up to your northwest and then down to the south, far beyond towards the coast. And from here, looking out into the valley, you can see at the far northern field of your vision where the mountains cut in, and there is a very tight crescent of land that seems to be ringed by mountains, probably still another day or so distant, like well below you off into the distance. There's lush greenery here. It's verdant. It's very not like the dry plains up at the top of the plateau. Here it's verdant greens and yellows. And as you continue to walk, you start to see like scouts of the Leonin, the Darati tribe, like pop up, and they notice that Barak is walking with you, and they disappear back into hedges and out of trees and things. They're keeping a watch as you guys move through. And there is a path or a cart can fit through in this space. And eventually you start to see housing, and it's all built into the side of that cliff. On ledges and paths, there's like built into there. And then you can also see elements of it where it's built into trees, like tree houses and elements there. And by the time your conversation ends and you arrive at the outside of Samartaj, Barak kind of says, welcome to Samartaj. And you see this forest has kind of curved up to that large cliff face. And there are dozens of homes built at various levels in these tall trees, and then with rope bridges stretching across over to the nearby cliff face, where into the side of the cliff face in like small caverns and holes and on plateaus, there's other homes built there. And at the center of the highest plateau, you see a cave entrance and this gorgeous design on the outside of it of kind of hieroglyphic artwork. And then two tall statues of very proud Leonins dressed for combat and war, holding war spears, standing outside that, like these two massive statues flanking the entrance to that entrance. And as you're entering in, on your left is a graveyard. And Barak says, I hope they were not your friends, but They lived with us for a time, but find themselves resting there now. And he points to the graveyard, referencing the outsiders who had made their home within the Darty tribe, as he continues to move into the village.
Can you tell us what type of state was, what is her name?
Data.
The lady that... Say it again for me.
Data. The woman
Data.
that we met.
Verithatus?
Was, yeah, what type of state was she in when she left you all? Is there anything you can...
He kind of stops and turns. Walk with me for a moment. And he walks into the graveyard and guides you all. And he kind of moves his way back under a couple trees. And there's most of the graves here have these very elaborate, like, vine sculptures that looks like maybe someone had like interwoven vines so that they wrap around almost like trees and then sprout at the top. And there's like bowls in the vines where people come and it looks like they fill it with water, or they maybe are built to catch rainwater. But most of the graves here have that. At the back under a tree, there's stones, stone monuments, small, like probably rocks with just names carved on them. And he says, he points to the first one. That is, his name was Eric. He was sickly for some of the time that he was here. Then he points to the second. He says, that was Vera. She was quite mad towards the end. And that's where we'll pick up next week.
Wait, no, hold on.
No.
So are you saying that
Oh boy.
Dude, they just showed us Vera's grave.
who we met is not Vera Thaden? Is that her name?
No, I had that suspicion.
Or-
Verithatus.
Yeah.
Thetis. Verithatus.
Thatis.
Mhm.
What in the... So what are you telling me, DM?
Mm-hmm.
They
The
buried.
DM lies.
They buried, and they buried someone here and put a marker on their grave that says Vera Thetis.
That's wild, Josh.
Well, and she had been stalking us for who knows how long.
And this is a random note in my
She
notes
was nice.
because I didn't know if you guys would go to their village or if you'd just be like, cool, I guess it was wonderful meeting you guys. We're going to continue on to the valley.
Yeah.
And so it's just a random note that I was like, when you were like, oh, we'll carry their stuff with them. I was like, oh shit, where did I put this note about their village?
Oh yeah. You're like, where's all the info that I wrote about that damn village?
No.
Um,
And you're putting all this in the shared document, right? Every
what am
bit
I?
of it.
Like I am not. I put like I'll put the key lore stuff there, but anybody's free to add to that lore chat.
Somebody please do, because I wasn't taking notes.
His name is Barak, and then Taj is the weird one that kept looking at Endless, and then
I want you to know
Amari.
that Ace texted me Obama immediately after Barak was introduced, and I couldn't stop thinking about anything else.
Don't expose me.
Not Barack, Barak.
I just knew it. I knew it made J Slab, so I said it. I'm sorry.
Taj is
He
TAJ.
did.
TAJ, yeah, Taj, and then
Yeah,
Amari.
Taj's my best friend.
Taj is
Amari.
Amari.
Wait, Taj
Yeah.
hates
Amari.
you. Big
He's my,
Taj
but I think he's my
hates you.
best friend.
I know.
Taj
he
is
really
yeah.
feels some kind of way about him.
Yeah,
I know
he's just
so
interested.
subtle, and even a blind man is like, "What are you doing?"
This is just like.
Why are you following me?
Well, I think it's funny too because he be following him and then Dottie be following behind Andalus, so it's like a little
No.
train.
Yeah.
Donnie doesn't know better. I guess Analyst is not.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys got the taste of the Darty and Delki and their conflict. They used to have a truce, and it was broken after the subversion.
Yeah, I'm
Well, I
I'm
also
thinking
am
that
so interested because I'm like, It's just fun hearing about like a conflict from one person's side where where they're like, yeah, these people are entirely in the wrong and they're fucked up and evil. And like, I'm sure if we go to the centaurs, they'll be like, no, actually, 100% are evil. So.
You took the words right out of my mouth. That was like my thought process was robbing is like, okay, we're getting their side of the story. We have no idea, from the centaur side, like what may have happened.
But this is from a hot
That's
cat.
more why he wanted to.
Yeah, I was about to say. And Ghost is like, I believe in the hot
centaurs
cats.
aren't hot. That's a hot take from Jace, but I don't think centaurs are hot.
I haven't met my centaurs.
Josh, are we recording right now?
Yeah, we are.
Okay. My opinion is
what do you
I cut pretty, like I will cut it out if you want me to cut out
I
whatever
would
you're
like
saying.
a humanoid body, please. And a centaur can't give me that.
That's true.
So yes, I would take the Leonin if I had to pick.
I would take
centaurs are hot. The hard disagree from me, fan.
I can't look at a horse body and be like, yep. I just can't. That's a personal thing for me.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair.
But I can look at a lion face and I'm okay.
Yeah. We grew up watching cats, so.
I dig centaurs for the same reason I dig like giant women. It's like, ooh, big person.
All you want to do
is turn into a giant
woman.
No, I'm
one of my favorites.
It's like, ooh, what's the line Spike Spiegel has in the Cowboy Bebop movie? It's like, I love a woman who can kick my ass.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then like there are all the memes where it's like, I love a woman who can just straight up kill me.
And I mean, like,
I will say, in Xena Warrior Princess, there are some pretty hot centaurs. As a young man coming of age, watching that, series.
It's just all torso. So like, you're just ignoring the back half.
I think my thing is that I don't care about abs, so a centaur doesn't do it for me. You know what I mean?
And, centaurs like all chested abs.
Now I'm
like,
thinking about them peeing, and I'm kind of icked. Actually, now I'm thinking about how they have to poop, and I'm kind of icked. Actually, I mean, thought about it hard.
Like, think about like while you're talking to the centaur, they're pooping, and like you don't even know. Like it's just happening.
It could never talk. We have to go kill the centaurs. Actually, so we have to eliminate their tribe.
This is all I'm saying. A centaur could not possibly be able to wash their entire body by themselves.
That's true. Yeah.
There's no way, like, mobility.
That's where you come in.
Exactly.
I'm good, is the thing. I'm okay.
Yeah.
It took me out, but I'm good though. I'm good.
I wasn't planning on sharing this much about myself tonight, but we're here now.
We just feel closer. We feel so much closer.
We listen and we don't judge.
We listen and we don't judge.
Oh God.
Or this is like the suspect. The suspect is.
So listen and we don't judge for our characters would be so good.
Gosh, that can be our next dungeon in downtime.
I'm in to record that. I'd be happy.
Our next dungeon.
Robin tried to seduce giants. He definitely would go for a centaur.
Yeah,
we should do a D&D hear me out cake. A D&D hear me out cake.
Well, no, we should do we listen, we don't judge.
We should hear me out for casting roles NPC.
We should do
what we
hear me out casting roles. We can rank them.
And like you can't like some of these hear me out cakes, dude. Like usually like the male driven ones are like I would fuck. You know, like I don't like Xena Warrior Princess. And you're like,
of course you would.
Like it's gotta be like raw shit.
It's not like, bold to say that like Jessica Rabbit is hot. Like that's not bold.
Yeah, it's not bold at all. It's so vanilla. Yeah. These people are so vanilla. It's ridiculous.
Or random thing before I forget, and for if you are taking notes or you did. When he mentioned that the centaurs are specifically in the central north area, that's also where they told you where the witch is. So like those areas are very in like kind of like similar location stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Are these places marked on the map?
No.
On the map. No, they are not.
I'm only marking places on the map where you've been. So I'll add. I'm going to add Samartage to the map today.
Yeah, like once we go there, then like things will pop up.
Yeah, I'll add Samartage to the map. And then, but if you like, I'm kind of leaving it up to Rob to keep track of like, oh, these are things that we could do or whatever.
Yeah. I got theories.
I like it.
The
There's some
theories
stuff
are forming, but probably not for
Stuff
Lucky.
happening.
So that's fine.
For Jason. And the problem is, like, you don't have a
It's
smart
fine.
party member to feed those theories to.
No,
No, we're all
good.
idiots.